This video contains spoilers about the content and ending of the Netflix original animated film, Cosmic Princess Kaguya, which began streaming on January 22nd. We strongly recommend watching the film before watching. Please enjoy the game with the above in mind.
I just finished watching Super Kaguya Hime. As a live anime, it's 100 points. As a battle anime, it's 60 points. As a Yuri anime, it's 120 points. As a sci-fi movie, it's worth 500 million points.
Is this the highest priced one?
At first, I thought they'd do something like defeat all the moon's messengers in Takahata's Kaguya, but Kaguya Hime is Japan's oldest sci-fi anime, right? So how do they give Super Kaguya Hime a happy ending? The answer to that question was thrown right into the strike zone with a fastball in the last 30 minutes.
The View Asasu Moon Raid battle was amazing, and I'll give the battle 80 points.
No one is paying attention to the battle aspect, so it's 100 points.
It's long, but it was fun.
The visuals and songs were good, but the storyline was just a collection of scenes that were put together to make a movie.
It's supposed to be long, but after watching it, you'll feel like it was compressed quite a bit.
It's amazing that there aren't any scenes that feel a bit boring at this length.
If there's one parto that somehow ruins the story's tempo, it's the battle scenes. Seriously.
Even though it was 2.5 hours long, I remember having fun the whole time.
It seemed like an anime that relied on the quality of the Vocaloid producer and the animation. So I didn't think I needed to watch it, but it seems to have a pretty good reputation.
It seems like Vocaloid producers are just trying to attract customers, but World Is Mine is the real deal. She's the world's greatest princess, so there's no need for her to be shy around Kaguya. That's what I'm doing.
This is for kids who like Nikoniko videos.
I'm a former Nikoniko fan, so I'll check it out.
It felt like a super subculture movie in a good way.
It was a film that exuded an incredible energy, telling weak otaku to be killed by being bombarded with light, sound, and heat until they die.
It was a super fun movie with entertainment value.
It was really good. Entertainment is best when it leaves you with a good aftertaste like this. I grew to like all the characters. Of course, the two main characters were great, but the older brother was super cool too.
It was a kind world.
Wow, I beat my brother and we had a live show, a grand finale. Wow, that was a great story. It's only half over, I thought.
There was an ending caption in the middle, and it was a happy ending, but it ended up being a more ordinary happy ending than I expected. Of course, it wasn't over.
The fake end credits also show the next video, which is typical of streaming anime and Matsudomi laugh.
I'm sure everyone checked their phones at the 2-hour mark. But that scene was funny because it was directed with the understanding that the viewers were watching on a subscription service.
The fake end credits also show the next video, which is typical of streaming anime and Matsudomi laugh.
That pato wouldn't be good enough on Amazon Prime. There's meaning and significance in being a Netflix exclusive.
It's too much for a theatrical release.
There are many scenes that are clearly meant for theaters. And first of all, the sound power isn't enough for home use.
It's crazy that they don't show this in cinemas.
I really want to see this in the cinema. I want to enjoy it again with the cinema's acoustics and the big screen.
The live scene was amazing.
Why is this live scene only available on subscription?
It was Matsudoe with Netflix's money.
Without Netflix's money, we wouldn't be able to create a live scene like this.
The live scene from World Is Mine. This is all recorded live by the voice actors, right? Isn't that like Symphogear?
It's really great how the vocals sway in sync with the movements in the live performance scenes. When she laughed, she couldn't sing. It reminded me of Symphogear.
The facial expressions and character choreography are just so cute. Also, when World Is Mine and Happy Synthesizer started playing, I was blown away.
World Is Mine stings so much.
There are a lot of nostalgic melodies, but the one that Matsudoe me go, wow, I'm so nostalgic, was the first ending song.
The ending song is seriously unfair.
Ray is cheating.
It wasn't a song I particularly liked, but it caught me off guard and Matsudomi smile.
What did you think of Ray arranged by Inotaku?
It was super awesome.
Are you watching for this?
Even though it's a remix and a voice actor cover, Bump is getting pulled in. It feels like everyone in Boryu Moved with Vocaloid is being mobilized.
Bump seems to have a strong presence on a regular basis.
They were a band that was popular among otakus in the early days of the internet, and their exposure increased as fans who listened to them back then rose to important positions.
The Vocaloid remixes are amazing, but personally, when I listen to the full version of Ex Otogibanashi, the lyrics are just like the original, and it's filled with feelings for cyber, so I absolutely love it.
I love how during Ex Otogibanashis, it feels like a nostalgic, like the first time. They alternate between showing Irokagu holding hands and running together, and Yachio watching them.
What was the second song Kaguya sang at her graduation concert? It was cool, especially with the video.
Reply, there are other songs available on the subscription service, so check them out if you like.
K-pop Demon Hunters and other music movies are hot.
The animation is like an anime promotional video for a social game's anniversary, and it lasts for 2.5 hours. It's so extravagant that it makes me anxious just watching it.
After watching it, I watched the many Yachio-related MVs on the official channel, and it was just amazing.
It was interesting, but there was so much information in the details, like facial expressions, that it might have been better to stream it instead of watching it in the theater.
Seriously, the animation is too violent.
The screen for Tsukuyomi's Pato is so beautiful.
The artwork was seriously amazing.
The quality was high and overall it was good, but I was wondering if the battle scenes were really necessary. It's nearly 2.5 hours long and has plenty of content, but it somehow feels a bit bland.
I guess everyone thinks, do we really need battles? The animation was amazing, but the battle scene took up so much time, I wondered what it was about.
I think it would have been better to include more scenes where she talks with her brother instead of fighting. I guess they wanted to include a scene where she fights the messenger who came to pick up Kaguya.
The director said in an interview that he spent a lot of time on the battles because it's his specialty and he wanted to show that.
Since there's no way you could fight the moon's inhabitants in real life, I think it's clever how they handled it as Tsukuyomi's performance.
The battle is an element of the fight against the Moon People to protect Kaguya in the tale of the bamboo cutter. That flow was fully depicted in the story.
Or rather, it was a story about Princess Kaguya itself.
I think the battle scenes are some of the best in anime movies in recent years. The camera work is great and it's very easy to watch.
It feels like a new frontier for Japanese surreal animation. I'm looking forward to what's to come.
Maybe it was because they were making LOL anime PVs, but I found it kind of funny that the game in the game was a MOBA.
I thought it was a really violent animation, but there are a lot of videos.
The director's resume includes the director of Twilight Wings, so it makes sense that he'd make something great.
It's strange. This director originally worked on Naruto and Birdie the Mighty, so I thought he was someone who liked action scenes and violent things. But for someone like him to be drawing Yuri, I wonder if there's something about the way he shifted from shonen manga to that direction.
Somewhere along the line, he completely turned to filmmaking and became a master of creating atmosphere.
It's 2.5 hours of almost continuous girl-girl action, so the humidity around the middle is crazy.
The humidity during the fireworks Pato is crazy.
I'm glad it was Yuri Yuri. The story ended on a grand note.
What, is this really Yuri?
It's SF Yuri. It's a setting that seems like it could be in a Hayakawa SF Yuri anthology.
Even though it's Yuri, it doesn't become a romantic one, right?
This might be a spoiler, but it has already surpassed the romantic dimension.
I've traveled 8,000 years to see you again. That's the greatest I love you humankind can ever hope to express. And the person who accepted those 8,000 years must have incredible love. This is pure love.
I was interested when I heard that the ending would include a Ray cover, but I wonder if it's okay even if I don't understand Yuri or anything.
I think this work will help you understand.
I don't really like Yuri, but I want Kaguya and Ayaha to get married.
I have a weakness for people who look at the person next to them while fireworks are going off.
Kaguya is usually like that, but when she tells Iroha that she loves her, she becomes incredibly tender.
Iroha blushing in front of Yachio and Kaguya looking sulky are so cute.
It was interesting, but the ending was emotionally draining.
Kaguya makes a mess, but it doesn't turn into a tense situation, which is nice and stress-free.
Whoops. This is heading toward a fight born from misunderstanding. And it's getting serious. No, wait, that's not right. That's what I was thinking.
It's a mess, but the food is so delicious that it shuts you up. This is the first time I've seen this pattern.
From here on out, they'll start fighting over something trivial and things will get serious. But that didn't happen. They have maxed out their affections for each other and understand each other really well, so they don't miss each other.
Even though the plot is deteriorating, I really felt that it was Matsudo in a way that didn't stress the viewers out.
Just because she's Princess Kaguya means she's destined to move forward in a troubled direction, so that's enough of a stress factor.
Even without the stressful events like the misunderstandings, the fact that it's Princess Kaguya is already a sure thing that the old man in the bamboo cutter will lose Princess Kaguya to him is the ultimate stress factor.
It was also in Isao Takahata's film, but the sense of despair when he is given the feather robe is terrible.
The people of the moon are too friendly. They even go to the extent that it feels good.
What is the job of the moon?
It was really good. Everyone has a great character.
I'm laughing because I'm such a girl who cries when listening to my favorite song on the way home.
Iroha-chan is too high spec.
Iroha is a character that you don't see very often, which makes me laugh. Well, if you take each element into account, she's a character you see often. But the combination of these two characters is not great.
I thought the main character had very low self-esteem, considering she's an incredibly high school girl, but it seems like her family is all high-spec and super family, and her brother is like that.
How can someone be an excellent student while working part-time and living alone as a game promoter?
Who was your favorite secondary character?
I'm a big boobs commentator.
Tanned gal host, live commentator, big boobs, bouncing breasts, female dog otaku, voiced by Feruz Ai.
I like the classmate duo.
Even though he lives like that, I can see that he's blessed with so many friends.
There was no fan who wasn't happy when I gave them fan service.
Get out of the way. I'm the big brother.
Big brother, do you love your little sister?
A token attempt at proposing marriage to the emperor.
What's with that Japanese sword and shotgun club that my brother is holding?
The weapon gimmick is pretty good.
I laughed at the gaming chopsticks my brother was holding. What the hell is that?
The older brother is also very strong. There seems to be so much Baki-Rogaram around story that it could be Matsudoi into a spin-off.
This is the story of how I moved to Tokyo, met a cool guy with glasses and cross-dressing, and became a top streamer in an online game.
If it was on TV, there would have been about 1 million girls going crazy over Black Onyx.
The character design is very Genshin-like.
It's finally time to jack off to Matsuoka-kun's character.
With this appearance, Matsuoka's voice is about the same as normal Kirito's, so it's seriously breaking.
Matsuoka-kun is cuter than I thought he would be, and I'm starting to get scared.
He's grinning the whole time while shooting his bow, and it's so cool yet cute. It's weird.
I thought cross-dressing boys was the latest Reiwa anime in a good way. There was no overreaction or ridicule for cross-dressing. I liked the feeling that it was just accepted as it was.
This might be the first time I've seen a work that treats VTubers and streamers in such a positive and cheerful way. Noi is also a cross-dressing character, but she has the image of a VTuber with a female avatar and a male voice, like Sanya and Aito Life.
Kenichi Suzumura and Maya Sakamoto star in a real-life married couple role, making me laugh.
Yachio's way of speaking is so reminiscent of a young streamer thought up by an old man. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yaoyoro.
It's the thinking of someone who's been alive since the Jomon period.
I thought Yachio was a cool beauty, but she's actually a really funny person. I was surprised, but I understand now.
Looking back after watching the whole thing, Yachio's name was blatant.
I feel that AI is amazing, but at the same time I feel that it shouldn't be used for this purpose.
Hey, even though I lost the battle, I still managed to get the top ranking.
I swear I'm not playing favorites.
The pancake exchange at the collaborative live show and Yachio's opening remarks before singing are amazing and bring me to tears.
With 30 minutes left, the story started to get so acrobatic that I started laughing.
The last 10 minutes were like a super sci-fi movie.
A work that reminds us that Princess Kaguya has sci-fi elements.
I've seen a lot of music videos, and my impression was, isn't this a Matsudo-earned version of Princess Kaguya that's all about live performances and battles? But the first hour and 50 minutes are a Matsudo-earned version of Princess Kaguya. Then, 30 minutes in, a super interpretation of Princess Kaguya that surpasses the sci-fi version begins. If the Matsudo-earned Pato was only an hour long, it wouldn't feel like a loss. This movie definitely needed to be 2 hours and 20 minutes long.
My mind was Hayakupa Sento on entertainment, so I thought it would be fine to wipe out the moon's strongest robot pseudo-army and have a happy ending. That would be refreshing. But then the ending suddenly turned into complete sci-fi. This work is also about Princess Kaguya, you know? It was such a satisfying twist.
In 2026, there may be anime with better animation or Yuri than this one, but I think the pinnacle of sci-fi anime this year has already been decided by the Ultra Matsudo-earned Kaguya Hime.
I thought the moon country was some kind of metaphor, but is it really the moon?
It's like souls are communicating in a higher dimension than the third dimension. They created the virtual world Tsukuyomi using lunar technology, so the lunar world is closer to them than reality.
The idea that virtual space is similar to the moon is a bit of a nonsensical theory, but since the creators created it, does that mean there's some kind of connection?
Tsukuyomi itself was Matsudo-e using Yachio's technology, so if the format is the same, there's a good fit.
The moon is treated as a fantasy, unreal world. So I guess the logic is that it has an affinity with VR space. The way they reason about it is similar to what I've seen in Toho.
Japan is in trouble now that aliens have taken control of Pato of its social infrastructure. The difference in map resolution between Tsukuyomi and Senshin is also a sign of over-technology.
It's Princess Kaguya, so it's obviously sci-fi. It completely shook up my Yuri otaku brain.
You can see the names of the people he met in 8,000 years by turning on the subtitle guide. Empress Jingu, Gon Chunagon Atsutada, Yodo Dono, a courtesan from Yoshiwara, Meiji era, literary figures, a flower girl, a CIA man, Carter in the English version.
The burning castle was Osaka Castle.
The Yoshiwara courtesan struck a Matsudo-earned pose, showing her claws, which I thought sounded a bit like Asaka, and then I realized that Gon Chunagon Atsutada, Ash Kaminari, Botsuto are good singers, so there's a connection between them. It's a bit of a stretosetora, but are they all reincarnated comrades?
In 8,000 millennia, I liked the person who let Fushi go, the prostitute-like person and the wine person.
When he heard the story from 8,000 years ago and realized Yachio was pushing herself too hard, he said, "You've become like me," which was the perfect thing a mother would say. Yachio's line, "I thought this could be the end," probably came out because throughout those 8,000 years, his goal wasn't to live with Iyaha, but to meet her again. When I think about it, I understand why he cried when he said he wanted to be with Kaguya.
At first, they're like parent and child, noisy roommates. Then they become idol and producer, and the attributes of their relationship are added.
At the end of the film, when Yachio talks about her memories from 8,000 years ago, it was really emotional to see them become like parent and child again. And creating a body to transfer her consciousness into is also a parent-like gesture. Overall, Super Kaguya Hime is also a story about parent and child.
When I checked the contents of The Tale of the Bamboo Cutter, I found that the story structure was closely based on The Tale of the Bamboo Cutter, and it was carefully constructed. On top of that, the opening question, "Is this the end? What happens next?" was answered, and the final development was very good.
The plot reminds me of the fake final episode of Doraemon, and it brings back some very nostalgic memories of the Heisei era.
Even though we live in a world where we have the advanced technology to put people into VR with contact lenses, it's amazing that we can create a robot Suto with a transferred consciousness in just 10 years.
It was too early in the ending to make sense, but did you call your mom and ask her to change your career path?
I think she wants to live alone, stop relying on pay-to-time jobs, and focus on her research.
That's fine, but Iroha will be 28 at the time of the comeback live, right?
Iroha in her 30s is irresistible.
If you think about it realistically, wouldn't it be really exciting to see the original members on stage for the first time in 10 years?
Chokaguya Hime is going too far with the title and the jokes. This is Chokaguya Hime.
In other words, Chokaguya Hime.
No other film makes me want to see a sequel as much as this one.